Long ago, when spirits still walked among humans and the ancestors whispered through the wind, there existed a powerful kingdom known as Nyameko. Nyameko was a land of wealth and beauty. Its rivers never ran dry. Its farms produced abundant harvests. Its warriors were feared by enemies and respected by allies. And its people believed their kingdom would stand forever. But they were wrong. On a night when thunder shook the heavens and rain fell like a flood, darkness descended upon Nyameko. The palace gates were broken, the royal guards were overwhelmed, and a terrible force swept through the kingdom like a storm. As flames consumed homes and frightened villagers fled for their lives, Queen Abena raced through hidden tunnels beneath the palace carrying her newborn daughter. The child cried softly in her arms. The queen's heart was breaking, not because she feared death, but because she feared something far worse. Someone was hunting her child, someone who had been searching for a very long time. Beside the queen hurried an old woman wrapped in a cloak decorated with silver feathers. She was no ordinary woman. She was the guardian of the royal family, the keeper of ancient secrets, the protector chosen by the ancestors themselves. The child must survive, Queen Abina said through tears. The old woman nodded. She will. The queen opened a small wooden chest she had carried from the palace. Inside lay a simple white garment woven with silver thread. At first glance, it appeared ordinary, but powerful magic slept within its fibers. The queen carefully placed the garment into the old woman's hands. As long as she wears this, her true identity will remain hidden. The old woman clutched the garment tightly. I swear I will protect her. Queen Abena kissed her daughter one final time. Tears rolled down her face. Tell her I loved her. Moments later, the old woman disappeared into the storm, carrying the infant into the darkness. Behind her, the kingdom burned, and far away, hidden among shadows, glowing red eyes watched. The creature known as the Night Hunter had arrived too late. The child was gone. But before the last tower of Nyameko collapsed, he made a promise that would last 20 years. I will find her. Years passed. The kingdom of Nyameko slowly faded into legend. Many believed it had never existed. Others claimed it had been swallowed by the forest. Children listened to stories about it around evening fires. But nobody knew the truth. The last heir still lived. She lived in a peaceful village called Asempa, and she knew herself by only one name, Adwa. Asempa rested among green hills and fertile fields. Every morning, smoke rose from cooking fires. Women carried clay pots from the river. Farmers walked toward their crops before sunrise. Children chased goats through dusty paths. Life was simple. Life was peaceful. And at the center of that peaceful life was Adwa. She was known throughout the village for her kindness. Whenever an elderly person needed help, Adwa was there. Whenever a hungry child needed food, Adwa shared what she had. Whenever neighbors argued, she often helped bring peace between them. The villagers loved her, they trusted her, and they respected her. Yet there was one person who secretly hated her, Akosua, the chief's daughter. Akosua possessed everything Adwa lacked. She wore expensive clothing. She owned beautiful jewelry. She lived in a large home. Yet, no matter how much she had, people still admired Adwa more, and that filled her heart with jealousy. One afternoon, the village gathered beneath a giant baobab tree for market day. Drums echoed through the air. Merchants displayed colorful fabrics. Farmers sold baskets filled with fresh produce. Laughter and conversation filled the marketplace. Then suddenly, a cry pierced the crowd. A young boy rushed forward in tears. "My sister is missing!" The cheerful atmosphere vanished instantly. Parents grabbed their children, villagers began searching. Minutes passed, then an hour. No sign of the missing girl. Fear spread quickly. The nearby forest was dangerous. Many feared the worst. Then Adwa stepped forward. She studied the area carefully. Something caught her attention. Footprints near the river. "Come with me," she said. Several villagers followed. Soon they reached a river bank where a fallen tree blocked part of the path. Beneath its branches sat a frightened little girl, alive, unharmed. The villagers erupted with relief. The child's mother burst into tears and embraced her daughter. Again, people praised Adwa. Again, they thanked her, and from a distance, Akosua watched. The jealousy in her heart grew even stronger. That night, Adwa had a dream. A strange dream, unlike any she had ever experienced. She stood inside a magnificent palace made of gold and ivory. Hundreds of warriors knelt before her. Golden banners fluttered overhead. Drums thundered across enormous courtyards. Then a woman appeared. She wore a crown. Her eyes looked familiar, painfully familiar. The woman approached slowly. Tears filled her eyes. She reached toward Adwa and whispered, "Forgive me." Before Adwa could respond, flames erupted round them. The palace began collapsing. The woman screamed, "Never remove the garment!" Adwa awoke with a gasp. Her heart pounded wildly. Sweat covered her face. Slowly she reached for the white garment she had worn since childhood. The same garment the old woman had given her years ago. The same garment she had been warned never to remove. Outside her window, an owl sat silently upon a branch. Its eyes glowed silver beneath the moonlight. For several moments it stared directly at her. Then it spread its wings and vanished into the darkness. Watching, waiting, as if carrying a message. Far away, deep within the forbidden forest, another pair of eyes opened, eyes that glowed red as burning embers. The night hunter sat upon a throne carved from black stone. Around him knelt creatures born from shadow and darkness. Suddenly, one of them rushed forward. "Master!" The night hunter rose immediately. "What is it?" The creature bowed low. "We found a sign." For 20 years, every clue had led nowhere. Every trail had vanished. Every search had failed. The night hunter stepped closer. "What sign?" The creature lifted a single silver feather. The night hunter froze. He recognized it instantly. It belonged to the guardian who had escaped with the child. A slow smile spread across his face. "She's alive." The cavern fell silent. The shadows trembled. The hunt was finally nearing its end. "Search every village," he commanded. "Search every mountain. Search every river. Find her." Back in Asempa, Adwa could not stop thinking about her dream. The next morning, she traveled to the edge of the forest where the old woman lived. She found the old woman sitting quietly beside a fire. The moment she arrived, the old woman looked up. Fear flashed across her face, a rare and troubling sight. "I had a dream again," Adwa said. The old woman's expression darkened. "What did you see?" "A palace." The old woman remained silent. "A woman wearing a crown." The old woman's hands began trembling. "And she warned me never to remove the garment?" A long silence followed. Finally, Adwa asked the question she had asked countless times. Who am I? The old woman stared into the flames. She knew the answer she had always known, but the truth carried danger, great danger. The time is not right, she whispered. Frustration filled Adwa's voice. That is always your answer. The old woman closed her eyes. When the time comes, you will know everything. And when will that be? The old woman slowly looked toward the forest, toward something only she seemed able to sense. When the hunter finds you. A chill swept through the room. Adwa frowned. What hunter? Before the old woman could answer, a violent wind slammed against the hut. The fire exploded upward. The silver feather hanging above the doorway suddenly burst into light. The old woman's face turned pale, very pale. Then she whispered words that sent fear racing through Adwa's heart. He knows you're alive, and somewhere deep within the darkness of the forbidden forest, the night hunter smiled, because after 20 years of searching, he was finally getting closer. The story is not over yet. A greater mystery awaits in the next episode. Watch now and continue the adventure. If you enjoyed this tale, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more unforgettable African stories. Your support helps keep these legends alive.